He brings a perfect professional record to this ring. 35 victories, including 30 knockouts, with 8 KOs in the very first round. 27 knockouts in 5 rounds or less. He has been the world champion for 6 years, fighting in 15 world title bouts, 13 ended by knockout, and he has faced 6 world champions. Tonight, he puts it all on the line. Tonight, he looks for victory and glory. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the reigning and defending undefeated IBF welterweight champion of the world, damas y caballeros de Cupe Alto, Puerto Rico, presentamos Felix Trinidad. Fighting out of the red corner, wearing blue with white, he also weighed in at 147 pounds. In 1992, he captured Olympic gold, and now, as a professional, he has a perfect record consisting of 31 bouts, 31 victories, with 25 victories by knockout. 22 of those knockouts coming in 5 rounds or less. Since March of 1994, he has consecutively held 4 world championships, fought in 19 world title bouts, 14 ending by knockout, and he has faced 12 world champions. Tonight, he also puts it all on the line in his quest for victory and glory. From East LA, he is the 4-time world champion and reigning and defending undefeated WBC welterweight champion of the world. Damas y caballeros, presentamos al niño de oro, the golden boy, Oscar De La Hoya.
What up, boxing world? This is El Castigador, and I'm back at with you with another video. But here I got something special for you guys. We're gonna go take a look at one of the most controversial fights of all times between 2 boxing legends, and it's with one of my favorite boxers of all time, Felix Trinidad, against the Golden Boy, Oscar De La Hoya. Now, many people call this one of the biggest controversies because they felt like Oscar De La Hoya won this fight. And here I'm going to sit down with you. We're going to keep the volume real low. I'm going to go round by round. I'm going to score it, and I'm explaining why I'm giving each round as the fight is continuing, telling what both fighters are doing good, why I feel one fighter won that round, and then at the end I'll give a little explanation. You know, if I feel like I need to go in depth a little bit more, then we'll tally the scores, and then at the end I'll give you my final scorecard on who I thought won between these two in this most memorable fight, but maybe for the wrong memories. But let's get into it, guys. I hope you guys enjoy. Before we get into it, just make sure you like, subscribe, and share with everyone, and also leave a comment tell me who you think won this fight and why. Don't just say they won, just give me a reason why you thought they won and how did you score the fight. All right, guys, without any ado, let's get back into this fight. So we see De La Hoya starting on his toes, nice, trying to get Trinidad off balance. Trinidad with the high guard. Trinidad on his back toe, looking to put the pressure on. I will say that De La Hoya, what he's doing is smart, moving around, because Trinidad is known as a big puncher, so he's keeping him off balance. The only thing I will say I don't like that De La Hoya is doing, he's bouncing around too much. Instead of bouncing around so much, he should just be taking small steps, moving around. See, Trinidad is doing the right thing, you know, staying on that back foot ready to strike at any given moment. I like to keep shooting the jab. This is a feeling out round. They're trying to see a good jab from De La Hoya, good counter, quick. Not much going on in this round, but like I said, it's a feeling out round. They're just trying to see each other, feel what one's going to do. That's why you see Trinidad fading a lot. De La Hoya with the jab. if I was De La Hoya, I would start trying to shoot more jabs as well. Just, and even if it's not hard jabs like how he just did, just pump them out. See what Trinidad's looking for, because you know he's looking for a big shot and good attack. But even though they missed, good. Both, you can see both are trying to catch each other off guard. Both looking for the counter. Both trying to counter punch each other. That's why they're real tentative. Trinidad is looking for one big shot. He should be doubling, tripling up his punches. Especially, even though we know he has a big left hook, he should be trying to set that right hand up to help set that left hook. De La Hoya is doing good catching with his left hand. Now he should be catching and trying to hook because he has a good hook himself. Good movement from De La Hoya. Good movement. See, there you go, changing things up, make it a little bit harder for Trinidad. Trinidad's doing good now, moving around. Good defense from Trinidad, good leg movement, but De La Hoya good on the offense. Not much going on, guys, as you can see. Not really. If you're a boxer with a key eye, you know, you seeing punches being thrown, you may think some of them land, but to be honest with you, really nothing was really landing there. So for me, that one was kind of a hard round to score. So when I can't figure out who I can give the round, a clear round, I scored 10-10, and I thought this round was one of those 10-10 rounds because, as you guys saw, both guys were trying to attack, both guys became the aggressor, both guys became the boxers trying to move around in certain spots. They really weren't throwing too many shots, and if they were either slipping or blocking with their gloves and ducking and weaving. So for me, you know, in boxing, it doesn't happen often, and I think they should implement it a little bit more. But for me, I'll score that round 10-10 just because, like I said, both men were not as active and both men weren't landing efficiently. So I scored, like I said, I'll score that round 10-10, and then we'll see how it picks up after that. So as you guys see too, I am keeping track of keeping score as well. All right, we're heading into round 2. Trinidad coming out as the aggressor. De La Hoya is back on his toes, sliding around the ring, flagging, moving around, keeping the hands up high. Good jab. Trinidad should not trying to be jumping in with that big left hook. He should be setting it up behind the jab and trying to cut the ring off a little bit more. He's just following him just a little too much. De La Hoya with a good jab. Trinidad should be trying to throw 2-3 hard jabs, but be aggressive and assert himself in this fight, not just depending on one jab. Good jab from De La Hoya. De La Hoya is using good leg movement, good movement around the ring. Like I said, I think it's a little too much with the bouncing. He should just be stepping, and if he feels Trinidad rushes him, then slide out. But so far, so good. Trinidad jabbing. Good movement from Trinidad, good right hand. De La Hoya can't get lazy with that jab, even if he keeps flicking it out there. Be ready to come back, because remember, Trinidad has both hands he can punch with. Good jab from De La Hoya. There you go, see? De La Hoya should be like that. Standing his ground a little bit more, catching shots, and then shoot his, and then move out. Keep the movement going. Trinidad cannot be waiting for De La Hoya. He's got to set the pace, keep feigning, keep working his punches, and not just one punch. He's got to set combinations up. See, he's just looking for one. That's easy for De La Hoya to catch and slide out. Good counter left hook from Trinidad. Good counter from, good block from De La Hoya. Good movement. Good attack, but nothing landed. But De La Hoya was trying to stay busy between the two fighters. Good combination, good flurry at the end. Good body shot from De La Hoya. Good right hand. So that round, I'm giving 10-9 to De La Hoya. It wasn't much action. Once again, this is not a very action-packed fight. Both guys are very cautious with each other because De La Hoya has a deadly left hook, and Trinidad is also known as a knockout puncher with his left hook as well, to the head or the body, mostly to the head. But even though there wasn't that much activity, you can see De La Hoya was trying to fight a little bit more, countering a little bit better, and he was throwing a little bit more combinations. Even though a lot of it wasn't landing, it was still him keeping and being the busy fighter. He was countering with some effective jabs and early on in the fight, and then towards the end, as we saw, he landed good body shots, and he caught Trinidad coming in with a right hand. So I think those flurries and just landing, he had a little bit more higher land percentage than Trinidad in that round, so I gave him that round. So I have it first round even, and then the second round 10-9 for De La Hoya. But Trinidad, if he wants to win this fight, he cannot keep trying to throw one punch and that's it, because De La Hoya is constantly moving. With someone like that, you got to be throwing 2, 3, 4 shots. You can't just depend on that one big shot. You got to set him up. And right now, Trinidad is just looking for that one shot. Like I said, we saw a brief moment when I pointed to it. De La Hoya was in a little bit, he started standing his ground, hitting and then moving. That's what I think he needs to do a lot more in this fight, so he doesn't burn himself out and doesn't wear his legs out, because all that bouncing, that's unnecessary bouncing. I think it's too much, and there's only so much you can take as far as your conditioning and when someone keeps pressuring you like that. So we're going to see how this affects De La Hoya, and we're going to see if either one makes an adjustment in the next round. All right, we're heading into round 3. Let's see how it goes, guys. Both guys taking the center of the ring. De La Hoya back on the movement. Trinidad coming being the aggressor. I think Trinidad, as he is the aggressor, I think he should be moving his upper body a little bit more as he comes inside. If he's not going to be throwing punches, he needs to be moving that head. Good try from both guys. Trinidad tried to come with a wide uppercut, and De La Hoya tried to counter with a quick left hook. Both punches missed though. De La Hoya moving around good, keeping Trinidad off balance so he can't set up those power shots. Good movement. Trinidad trying to work that power jab a little bit more. Trying good counter. De La Hoya cannot get lazy with those jabs. You see Trinidad's ready to counter. Good. Now Trinidad's trying to jab and slip his way inside. Good feints. He should be cutting that right side because De La Hoya, you see he keeps going to the left. Trinidad should step to his right and cut De La Hoya off. So you can see, see now Trinidad's trying to look for that right hand. He should start looking for that right hand more to catch De La Hoya. Good try. He tried to go for left hook to the body, but he's looking for one shot, so De La Hoya saw and was able to block it. Good jab even though that jab's not affected by De La Hoya, he's still seeing his range, seeing what Trinidad's going to do. Good. That second jab was effective. Good movement, but when Trinidad ducks like that, he should come up and counter right away. See, he's ducking and De La Hoya is not landing nothing effective, so he should, Trinidad should jump up and catch him with some combos or even throw to the body since he's low like that. Good jabs from De La Hoya. Good uppercut, good combo, but it was blocked by Trinidad, and he was smart to use his footwork to step out. Good jab. See, good flurry, but none of those punches landed. De La Hoya needs to be a little bit more accurate with his punches. He's just flurrying just to flurry, just to throw punches. He needs to pinpoint those shots. A little bit better. I think one of those hooks landed. So round 3, I think I'm going to score that one 10-9 for Oscar De La Hoya. Just because I think Oscar was a little bit more active. See, for many people, it might not be a hard fight to score. He might automatically jump on De La Hoya and be like, oh, he's clearly winning the fight. But if you watch closely, to me, it's a very hard fight to score because if you look at it, if you break it down little by little and watch it closely, you can see harder punches are landed by Trinidad, and those are the telling shots, but they're so inconsistent, meaning that he hits you one hard shot, but then he can't hit De La Hoya anymore because De La Hoya is moving. Then De La Hoya flurries, but if you watch closely, a lot of those punches aren't landing. Either Trinidad's blocking and rolling with them, or he'll step out of range and he's blocking them with his arms. So, you know, in boxing, you get scored by clean, effective punching, but like I said, Trinidad scoring one hard shot, then isn't able to land for another 30 seconds, 45 to even to a minute. Then De La Hoya starts flurrying. So based on activity, I'll give that one to De La Hoya. But it's a close fight. Like I said, if you look at it real close, not just, like I said, put all the bias stuff away and really break down the fight, you're going to see it's a really close fight. And like I said, right now I'm giving the edge to De La Hoya based on activity, his work rate. Don't get me wrong, not all his punches are landing on the arms or anything. He is landing some very clean punches, like that right hand in the end of the second round. We acknowledged that was a good flurry he had that was able to set up that right hand. But right now, to me, it's a close fight. Even though I got De La Hoya winning the second and third, it's not by much. Even though I have it 10-9, it's not by much. It's like, I think De La Hoya just did enough just to win it. But let's see how it keeps going. Like I said, Trinidad needs to step on that gas, jabbing more, throwing 2, 3, 4 punch combinations and moving his head as he does it. De La Hoya, I think he needs to be a little bit more accurate with his punches because he's just flurrying to flurry. Like we saw towards the end, Trinidad squat just straight down and stood down here. And De La Hoya just flurried instead of trying to set him up, lift him up with uppercuts and place his shots. So, but we'll see how the fight keeps going on, but very close fight. Like I said, so far I got first round even, second and third for De La Hoya. Let's see how the fourth round goes. All right, we're heading into the fourth round. Let's see what happens now, guys. Looks the same in the sense of Trinidad being aggressive, De La Hoya being the mover. Trinidad's trying to be a little bit more aggressive, throwing more punches. Good flurry from De La Hoya, but they missed. Trinidad getting better with his upper body movement. See, that's Trinidad's big problem is he keeps letting De La Hoya slide to the left. If he would just step and cut him off or start shooting that right hand more, not so much to the head, more to the chest and body area to slow him down, I think Trinidad would be more effective. Right, De La Hoya tried to catch him with the right hand, but Trinidad took a step out. Good jab from De La Hoya. Good jab from Trinidad. Good counter from De La Hoya. Good counter jab. It's a quick little jab from De La Hoya. Good right hand from Trinidad. But see, he shouldn't have backed up. Once he landed right, he should have just kept going in and throwing more punches. Trinidad is looking for the knockout. He needs to set his knockout up, throw a couple more shots, and then look for the power shot. You can't just throw one power and expect it to do all the damage. And good jab from Trinidad. See, he's looking for that one counter left hook, and that's it. He's not looking for anything else. Good, see, there you go. Even though he missed that right hand, he was able to slip a power jab in, so that was better from Trinidad. Good counter jab from Trinidad. See, he's getting a little bit more successful with Trinidad throwing that 2-1. See, a little bit more punches is helping him. Also, De La Hoya countered with a good jab in between that sequence. De La Hoya needs to keep popping that jab because that's helping him right now, throwing Trinidad off. He should not abandon that jab. De La Hoya needs that jab. Good body shot from De La Hoya. But it was more like an arm punch. He should have turned his body more into it. Good couple jabs. Keeps licking her out. Good counter. Good counter 2-3 from De La Hoya. Good. But see, once again, Trinidad looking for one punch, that uppercut. If he would have thrown he missed that uppercut. If he would have threw the right hand right off that, he probably would have caught De La Hoya off balance. Good right hand from Trinidad. Good counter. De La Hoya can't get lazy with those jabs. Alright, so that's the end of that round. I scored that one 10-9 for Trinidad. And the reason I gave that one 10-9 for Trinidad because Trinidad was a little bit more aggressive. He has been aggressive the whole fight, but it was more of an effective aggressiveness because being aggressive, he came forward and was able to land punches off that. As we saw, he started throwing the 2 and then finishing it off with a power jab. So he was going 2-1, and that was landing a little bit more successful for him in that round. De La Hoya was countering with some good jabs, but it wasn't stopping Trinidad from coming forward like the other rounds, like how he was able to move, hit, counter. This one, I feel like De La Hoya was taking more of a round off, trying to counter, catch a quick breath this round. So I felt like Trinidad was more the aggressor, landing the harder punches. His aggressive was more effective this one compared to the last 2 rounds. They were ineffective aggressiveness. So I feel like Trinidad won this one. But here's the thing that we keep noticing. Trinidad is looking for that one punch knockout. He throws that one punch, whether it's a hook or uppercut, mostly that hook, and then that's it. He doesn't finish up. He needs to throw combos off that. Even if he misses, throw the first 2, 3, 4 shots, throw them quick, and then to set up the last 2 shots, the last 3 shots, hard shots. He can't go looking for the first shot he throws to be the knockout punch because as we see, he's constantly missing. As far as De La Hoya, he needs to keep that jab on Trinidad. Every time he keep that jab working, popping, it's effective. But he needs to be careful because there's a couple times we notice where he starts jabbing, he gets lazy, and Trinidad comes over right away with a right hand. So De La Hoya needs to stay active, stay behind that jab. Even if he flags, be ready, keep popping that jab like this. He needs to be ready that Trinidad might counter, bring that hand back and block. But so far, I have it 1 round even, 2 for De La Hoya, and then 1 for Trinidad. So we'll see how it keeps going. Let's see how it plays out. Let's hop into round 5. This is a perfect example of an arm punch, guys, what I was talking about. Watch. De La Hoya doesn't lean in. He just throws that with his arms. He just extends and throws. If you guys go back and watch my last video, I can't show you right now, I'm not at the perfect angle, but if you watch my last video, I was demonstrating combo, and in that combo, I was explaining left hooks, how you turn, you pivot your body to load yourself up, and then how you turn and rip into hooks. Even though I was talking about a hook to the head, still the same thing applies for the body shots. You turn, load yourself up, and then shoot. That was a perfect example in that replay, how De La Hoya moved, and he just threw it, that body shot with just his arm, and Trinidad was able to counter with a hard left hook to his head. If De La Hoya would have turned his body, had all his momentum in there, and then turned on that body shot, I promise you, Trinidad would not have done that left hook, or if he did, it would not have the same effect that it did with De La Hoya and backing him up. So, if you guys want to know, go check my last video where, like I said, I was demonstrating, in that video, I was demonstrating how to throw a proper and effective hook, but that's a perfect example of arm punch, okay? So now let's hop into the 5th round and see how this plays out now. Trinidad comes out with a bomb left hook. Good block and counter from De La Hoya with his jab. He's back on his toes, moving around. Trinidad once again looking for that hard right hand. Just one punch in between. Both men are trying to see what the other one's trying to do. Both are trying to counter right now. Trinidad, that was better. Even though he didn't land, that was better that Trinidad was trying to punch. You see, he went double jab right hand. Even though he missed, he was still trying to. De La Hoya should have stepped in with that 1-2. Trinidad was able to catch it. Good counter left hook from De La Hoya. Good right hand from Trinidad. Good movement. Good jab. Good counter jab from De La Hoya. Trinidad cannot be looking for that one punch. See, he does in spots now. He'll Trinidad will attack in combinations, and he'll be doing good, and then he'll go back to throwing one punch at a time. Good jabs from De La Hoya. Good body shot from Trinidad. De La Hoya back on the movement. To me, it looks like De La Hoya is getting a little bit tired because he's moving around a lot more now and not throwing punches, or they're not as effective as they were early on. I think De La Hoya, to me, he's getting a little bit tired. And you might be like, how? You look at him, he's constantly moving. Yeah, he's doing good movement, but his punches, look at his punches, they're not the same. They're not with the same speed and snapness like they were in the earlier rounds. Good counter jab from De La Hoya. Good movement. But once again, Trinidad, he's doing movement, but he needs to move his head and then counter off that. Good combination from De La Hoya. That was a good combination. Good try. Once again, that was a good try from Trinidad. But he should stop headhunting, aim chest and body. Stop trying to go for the head against De La Hoya because he's moving. Slow that movement by attacking that body. Once again, he's back on that one punch. There you go. Even though he threw just the right hand, he worked his feint to get him on the inside this time. Trinidad is getting closer now, so to me, this is telling me that De La Hoya is getting a little bit tired. Good flurry from De La Hoya. Even though it wasn't hard, he's grabbing everyone's attention. It's making it seem like he won that round. So I will say I think De La Hoya is getting a little bit tired. Like I said, you saw how Trinidad was able to get close. But once again, what's hindering Trinidad is he's throwing one punch at a time. And I don't know what's going on. He does it. He'll throw a flurry. It's working well. And then he goes back to going what he did early on, was throwing one punch at a time where he's getting himself in trouble. Even though I think De La Hoya is getting a little bit tired and fading. Well, not fading, I wouldn't say. Getting tired. You can tell he's getting tired. I still think De La Hoya won that round. Like I said, just because his punches aren't looking as sharp, but he was flurrying. He did land a couple of nice shots, eye-catching shots that made Trinidad back up, especially towards the end. That leaves an impression like that he was doing something that hurt Trinidad. So I think, to me, De La Hoya won that round 10-9. But I'm curious to see how De La Hoya handles this, because like I said, to me it looked like he's getting a little bit tired. Like, even though his legs aren't tired, but it looks like maybe his lungs are a little bit tired, or his arms are getting a little bit tired. He's not punching with that same speed and snapness. I know there was some where he's picking his spots, but you saw Trinidad, they would stay this far apart. Now Trinidad is catching up, closing the gap, and getting a little bit closer and a little bit closer. But Trinidad needs to stop headhunting, go to the body. When someone moves a lot, you attack them in the body. Don't headhunt. Especially, you see now De La Hoya is like hands up, slipping to the side, trying to move or duck low. You gotta punch low to meet him. So let's see on how it looks on round 6, and let's continue watching, guys. All right, now we're hopping into round 6. Both guys are on their toes, moving around. Seems like De La Hoya wants to be a little bit more flat-footed and be an aggressor. He threw a good body shot that time. Now he's back on the toes. He's doing good flurry, but None of that landed. Trinidad blocked or stepped out of range. Trinidad back onto just a single jab. Good movement from De La Hoya. I will say one good thing that De La Hoya has done most of this fight is staying off those ropes. He's done a great job staying off the ropes with Trinidad. With a power puncher like Trinidad, you don't want to be caught on those ropes. So I have to give De La Hoya a lot of credit on this one. Trinidad should be taking advantage because De La Hoya isn't throwing as many punches as he did in the early round. So he should be looking to try to come back in this round and, catch up on those points. Good counter right hand. Now there he goes, trying to be the aggressor, stepping it up, picking up his work output. De La Hoya back on the good double jabs. Good counter right hand from De La Hoya. Good flurry. You can see De La Hoya is trying to sit down on his punches a little bit more to make Trinidad respect him and not just walk in how he wants. And I think De La Hoya should have been doing that a little bit early on to gain a little respect. I'm not saying sit there and trade, but land 2-3 hard shots. Let him know, like, you can't just bully me here. Good movement. Trinidad is getting closer, but even though he's getting closer, he's not doing that. He should be punching now that he's getting closer in range. Good, he cut back the ring. That was good, cutting the ring off by Trinidad. Okay, he was throwing 3 jabs, so he should have looked to set something off that. Good counter right hand from De La Hoya. Good, De La Hoya, good try with the body, but it missed. Good flurry, but Trinidad good stepping out. Good flurry from De La Hoya. Good defense. That one, to me, was a clear round for De La Hoya. That was a 10-9 clear round from De La Hoya. And I think De La Hoya is getting tired, but I think now that he knows he's getting tired, he's sitting down on his shots more to gain Trinidad's respect, because Trinidad, as you see, kept walking him. This whole fight, he keeps walking him back. And that one, De La Hoya was sitting down, placing more harder shots and landing not as many punches or throwing as many flurries, but he still was landing those hard shots. And I think that's what made Trinidad hesitant, because you saw there was one point where De La Hoya had his arm out there for a while, and Trinidad was just ducking, watching, because now he gained his respect, and then eventually De La Hoya popped him off with another quick right hand. So I think that was a round De La Hoya did really good in sitting down his power and making Trinidad respect him a little bit more. So to me, that was a clear round, clearly 10-9 for De La Hoya. He's like I said, De La Hoya's getting tired, but if he keeps fighting like that, where he's sitting down in his power, I think this will continue to play out in his favor. Once again, Trinidad's got to, I can't say it enough, he's got to be throwing more punches. Stop looking for that one punch, and he's got to stop headhunting. He's got to aim for chest, arms, body, wherever you can hit with someone that's moving like that. Break them down however you can. Hit the arms, keep hitting the arms, keep hitting the chest, keep hitting the body, keep breaking them down to eventually you can hit that head and stop that movement. But until then, Trinidad's having a long, hard night. The fight's harder than what it has to be by him just looking for that one shot. De La Hoya is doing real good, like I said, with his movement, keeping Trinidad off balance. So, and like I said earlier in that round, I complimented, saying he did really good with constantly moving around, and staying off the ropes. With a power puncher, you don't want to stay on the ropes because you have nowhere to move. So credit to De La Hoya for that, for staying off the ropes. Now let's pop into round 7 and let's see how. All right, we're popping into round 7. Let's see how it plays out, guys. Both men meeting in the middle of the ring. De La Hoya on the bounce. Good, poking that jab out there, keeping Trinidad off balance. See, there you go. That was better. Trinidad was trying to go to the body, and then he came up with a right uppercut. See, now he's trying to be a little bit more aggressive and punch off his aggressiveness. De La Hoya should be trying to stiffen up those jabs. Once Trinidad's getting close, he shouldn't be pit-pat with those jabs. Give him stiff jabs to make him respect him. Good right hand from Trinidad. Good cutting the ring off. Good De La Hoya. He touched that rope and then he immediately got away. Don't stay on those ropes too long. Good double jab from De La Hoya. Good jab from Trinidad. He's being more aggressive. De La Hoya is back on the feet, moving around. He's getting a little desperate with that right hand. Trinidad wasn't in range. I would like to good left hook from Trinidad. I would like to see De La Hoya sit down on his punches like he did last round. I thought that was a very great round for him, what he was doing. Trinidad good cutting the ring off. See, but once again, what I say, back to that one punch and head hunting. You should go to the body, chest, arms, anything. Hit anything but the head. Break him down first. Good jab. Good work at the jabs. Good left hook from Trinidad. Good right hand. Good. De La Hoya is shooting those quick jabs, measuring them, poking. He should shoot a quick left hook or right hand right off that. You know, Trinidad's busy worrying about that jab. See, forcing duck, he should have shot that right hand low. That was a good double jab from Trinidad, but he didn't shoot no right hand, no hook off that. He should have shot something off that. Good flurry, but Trinidad was blocking and stepped out of range. Good jab. Good jab from Trinidad. Good right hand. So, for me, that round, I'm going to give it 10-9 to De La Hoya. And if you might jump up and be like, what? How could you give that round to Trinidad? De La Hoya wasn't throwing too many power shots. He was just depending on that jab, and he was landing quick jabs, but it was nothing that was snapping Trinidad's head back. Compared to Trinidad, he was landing more of the harder shots and more of the power punches and being a little bit more aggressive. But even though I scored that round to Trinidad, it's not to me a big round jumping out. To me, it was a close round. I could see an argument made for De La Hoya, you giving De La Hoya that round. It wasn't like, it wasn't like last round. Last round was the 6th round. Yeah, to me, that 6th round was clearly De La Hoya. Now, if you told me Trinidad won, then I could see, okay, there's something wrong. But to me, this one, like I said, this was a close round. I just give it to the power puncher, and not just because he landed hard shots, because he was being more aggressive. He was being a little bit more active. Well, De La Hoya, I know De La Hoya was active with his jab, but behind power punches, behind more the eye-catching punches. So I think, De La Hoya, Trinidad had power punches. He was aggressive. His aggressiveness was paying off for him in that round. De La Hoya was just moving and working the jab. I just don't think that was enough to grab him the round. Like I said, you saw when I was pointing it out, when he was jabbing, flicking like just this, I think he should have popped some harder shots. I think if he would have done that, popped some harder and landed some hard right hands, and it doesn't have to be with everything he's got, just enough to stop Trinidad or make him step back, then I would have been like, that was a De La Hoya round. But like I said, it's one of those rounds, if you say you think De La Hoya won, I'm not going to get mad. I can see it being made for him, but just me personally, I'm sticking with the power puncher, with who had the more power shots, more eye-catching shots, and who was the more aggressive fighter. And I thought his aggressiveness was paying off compared to the earlier rounds. He was just being aggressive, but it was ineffective. This one, I think it paid off for him a little bit better, but that's just me on that one. But let's see how round 8 goes, guys. Alright, round 8, guys. Let's see what happens here. Trinidad comes out with a strong right hand, but De La Hoya shoots his jab. He's back to moving around. Back on his toes. Trinidad getting a little bit closer, but he's not punching off that. Good jabs from De La Hoya. De La Hoya, his movement's definitely been giving Trinidad all types of trouble this whole time. Good catch from De La Hoya. Good. He's almost like a stiff arm, that jab, just to keep him out bay. I would say that's a good move from De La Hoya because now Trinidad has to come around. Good flurry in there. I wish the referee would have moved. It's kind of hard to see what was going on in there. De La Hoya is trying to flurry. But you can see those punches, as they weren't as sharp as they were early on. That's telling me he's getting tired. But he's been moving so much. You definitely got to give De La Hoya credit for his cardio. Good body shots, good effective body shots. I have to watch that replay. I thought they were good. That was a tapping right hand from Trinidad. Good posting out. Good flurry from De La Hoya and good short shot inside from Trinidad. Good jabs from De La Hoya. I just would want De La Hoya just to ever mix it in like quick jabs, like how he's doing, then mix in a stiff jab. I think that would make a huge game changer in this fight if he was able to do that. A little bit wide with those uppercuts and hooks, but Trinidad didn't counter off that, so he didn't make him pay. Trinidad trying for that one uppercut, but De La Hoya caught it. That was a good hook from De La Hoya, from Trinidad that landed. See, De La Hoya with his movement, he's keeping Trinidad off balance. Trinidad is trying to throw one shot and stay right there. He should be trying to hit and move with De La Hoya, like punch and move. You can't just look. Trinidad just can't stay there and look. What I mean by that is like De La Hoya is moving this way. He's just staying there trying to punch while De La Hoya is already over here. He should be trying to slip and trying to step and punch with him. That round, I'll give it 10-9 for De La Hoya. I think with his flurries and jabs, he was and movement, he was keeping Trinidad off balance, and Trinidad was once again looking for that one shot, and De La Hoya for the most part was catching a lot of those hooks that Trinidad was throwing on the gloves. There was one or two it was one that we saw clean that Trinidad caught him with on the chin. Another one, it looked like it was mixed, like it was caught part of the glove and part of his face. But Trinidad was not effective in that one with his punches at all. He pretty much, De La Hoya did what he wanted to, and for the most part in that round. So I'm gonna give that one to De La Hoya. But like I keep saying, like Trinidad cannot be throwing just one punch. And like I'm also saying with De La Hoya with the power punch, I'm not saying load out and trade with them too, but I think De La Hoya should go back a little bit like how he did round 6. I think that was, I want to say the perfect round, but that was more of an ideal round to move around, throw a couple flurry shots, but then sit on your shots and gain the respect of a power puncher. Because I think if he would do that, he would back Trinidad off, and it would be more of a chess match where Trinidad wouldn't want to keep coming forward. He would want to stay right there, maybe come forward and immediately jump right back out. So I just think that De La Hoya should have let Trinidad feel his power a little bit more. But I mean, he's doing good as far as staying off the ropes, using his leg, moving around. Trinidad, like I keep saying, he has his moments when he throws a couple punches together, but when he goes back to his one shot, he makes it harder on himself. So let's pop into round number 9 and let's see how this fight goes out now. All right, and we're popping into round number 9, guys. Let's see how this fight plays out. De La Hoya staying a little bit more flat-footed than we've seen him in the past couple rounds. Trinidad is coming, being aggressor. Moving his head more. Good jabs from both guys. De La Hoya's back on that foot movement, moving around. Good try with the body from Trinidad, but I think he should set it off with a jab and then thrown it. Or even the right hand and then shoot the body shot. De La Hoya tried with his own right hand. Good flurry. But see, those are arm punches. I wish De La Hoya would sit down a little bit more on his punches. And I say that because I'm a body puncher, and when I go to body, I love ripping hard shots. That was a punch to the leg. Good 1-2 from Trinidad. Good try. See, he threw a 4-3 from Trinidad. Even though it's not landing, it's still trying to keep him off balance. Trinidad's being a little bit more, his punch count is going up a little bit more, so that's good. That's a lot better. That's what he needs. He needs to pick up his punch count, because he's been letting De La Hoya outwork him a lot in this fight. Good cutting the ring off. De La Hoya's just trying to throw quick shots to get him off. That was double. That was a left hook to body and head, but that was all arm punches. You can tell De La Hoya's getting real tired now. His punches aren't having the same effect or same speed. De La Hoya getting a little wild with that hook. I think that fatigue is setting in. But Trinidad isn't capitalizing as much as he should. I think he should be stepping up the pace and, like I said, once again, not headhunting. Good right hand from Trinidad and good defense. Good right hand from De La Hoya. That was a quick right hand. Trinidad working his feints, getting in. De La Hoya. Good counter left hook. Good right hand from Trinidad. Good counter left hook from De La Hoya. Good jab from Trinidad. Trinidad back on pressure and cutting the ring off. Landed 2 right hands on the inside. De La Hoya's just flurrying, throwing a flurry to keep him off. That one, I'll give a 10-9 to Trinidad. And the reason I'm giving that one a 10-9 just because Trinidad was being a little bit more active and his punch percentage looked like it was landing a little bit higher, that he was being a little bit more aggressive, but not just being aggressive, he was punching off his aggressiveness. Still not what I would like to see. Like I say this, you know, as a coach, from a coach's perspective, but also as a boxer too. I'm looking at it from a boxer standpoint. Like, if you want to slow a guy down, you need to be working, throwing a lot of shots. That's why I keep saying hit the arms, hit the chest, hit the body, and then you can see the frustration coming out of me as the coach side. Like, hey, you should be doing this. Why aren't you doing this? It's frustrating to see your fighter keep doing the same mistake over and over in a fight. But like I said, I still think, even with those mistakes, I still think he won that round. Just because, like I said, De La Hoya is getting tired. His punches aren't having the same steam, same snap. And you can see, like, he threw a 2-3 in one of them, and he got caught with a left hook. And that hook was a little wild, and it got him real close to Trinidad. So I think he's starting to set in his fatigue. I think De La Hoya should still move around, but not bounce so much. Just take small steps side to side. The moment Trinidad comes in, hit 1-2 hard shots, and then have his hands back up and start sliding side to side. Don't let Trinidad try to steal the rounds with his aggressiveness and keep that output high. But like I said, I think Trinidad is turning up the pace now. I think he's getting more confident, and De La Hoya is slowly getting tired and fading a little bit. But we'll we're gonna hop into round 10 and see how this fight plays out. We're jumping into round 10 now. Let's see how it goes. De La Hoya's flat foot a little bit more, backing up. Trinidad coming forward. Good jab from De La Hoya. Moving. Trinidad trying to keep that punch count out a little bit more. Good left hook from Trinidad. There you go. See, flurrying like that from Trinidad. That's what he should have been doing in the beginning. Even though they don't land hard effective, it's helping you eventually to set up that power shot that you need. De La Hoya back on his foot. Moving around. Good. Even, see, once again, those punches were blocked from De La Hoya, but still, he's landing and wearing them arms out, slowing him down. That's what Trinidad should have been doing from the very beginning. Good right hand from Trinidad. De La Hoya is just trying to jab and get away. De La Hoya squaring up. I don't think he should be squaring up against a puncher like Trinidad. Trinidad should be throwing something off that right hand. Even though he's moving, still punch with him, like I was saying. See, he's trying to headhunt for that one big shot. He should have shot that hook to the body. Pretty sure that would have been more effective. De La Hoya moving, not throwing too many punches. He's definitely tired. I think he's just trying to wind that clock down. Good body shots, but once again, they were arm punches. I think he should have turned a little bit more. I think that would have been effective. I think De La Hoya should have attacked the body early on too, to slow Trinidad's gas tank and stopped him from coming forward, and vice versa. Trinidad should have been attacking the body from De La Hoya to keep him from moving around so much like that. Good try. Good right hand, good jab from De La Hoya, but counter right hand from Trinidad. Good stepping with him and cutting him off. But the moment he gets in, Trinidad should just be letting his hands go ripping the shots. Good body shot from De La Hoya. See, now you see that jumping left hook. Now Trinidad is trying to step in with him. Good double right hand. Good flurry from De La Hoya. Good right hand. That one, I'll give a 10-9 to Trinidad because he's landing a little bit more, and you could see most of the round De La Hoya was just trying to move, kill the clock because he's getting tired. De La Hoya is landing some good body shots, but I just wish he would turn more his body into it because he's just staying there and just throwing quick shots like this instead of turning into them. Because I think, once again, if he would do that, he would, especially early on, he would have definitely slowed Trinidad from coming forward. And like I said early on, vice versa, Trinidad should have been doing that in the early. Stop trying to head on. Start trying to hit the arms, wear De La Hoya's arms down, bring those hands down. But not only that, he should have been trying to hit arms, chest, body, wear De La Hoya down where he gets tired, so he's not moving around as much, and then is forcing De La Hoya to fight with Trinidad, which Trinidad wants. He wants De La Hoya in front of him, toe to toe. De La Hoya doesn't want that. He wants to use his feet. So I think both guys should have been using body shots early on in the fight. It would have paid huge dividends for them both if they were using it. But going back, let me go back. As far as winning the round, I think Trinidad won it because he was landing more punches. He was able to land more right hands on De La Hoya, and this is probably one of the rounds where he landed I don't have the punch stat by me, but based on what I was watching, I think he landed probably the most punches in that round than he has in the whole fight. So that was you can slowly see that the tide is turning towards him, but it's a little too late. That's the thing, because De La Hoya was winning a lot of the early rounds with Trinidad picking in between 1 or 2 rounds in the beginning. But we'll see how it goes. We'll see if De La Hoya can pick up the pace or change his tactic to win the last 2 rounds. We're in the championship rounds. Yep, so we got the 11th and 12th, so let's see how it plays out. Trinidad banging his chest. He feels like he's having it. De La Hoya back on his feet, bouncing around. Good, quick left from De La Hoya with Trinidad coming with that wide shot. Good hard jab from Trinidad. Good right hand. See, he missed that left hook, but was able to land the right hand. Why? Because he's throwing more than one punch. You can see Trinidad when he did this, shake his hands, he's a little mad. He wants De La Hoya to fight him. De La Hoya's on his feet, moving around. That's a good move. I don't think he should be sitting there fighting with a puncher like Trinidad. But he should be throwing some punches. Because now Trinidad doesn't respect him and he's just coming in, walking in, not afraid of nothing. So, good right hands. Good, there you go, see? Throwing combinations, how he's helping Trinidad set up punches. Good, quick right hand from De La Hoya. But he needs to throw a little bit more punches and sit down in between those shots. Throw something hard, don't let Trinidad just walk in. Good right hands from Trinidad. De La Hoya trying to jab. Good right hand from Trinidad. See, Trinidad should be punching in there, shooting little short shots. I don't know what the referee's warning, but when De La Hoya was trying to hold, he should have been shooting short shots just to keep that pressure mentally, physically on him. Good double jab from De La Hoya. Good body shot. I think that was partially blocked from De La Hoya. De La Hoya's moving around. Good left hook from Trinidad. He's definitely picking up the punch count and picking up his aggressiveness. He's trying to flurry. Good try with the body shot in the right hand. Trinidad working that jab, trying to get in a little bit close. But he should go back to cutting the ring now. He's following De La Hoya. He should be cutting the ring off. Good flurry from De La Hoya, but I think only that body shot landed. De La Hoya shouldn't be just throwing to throw. He should pick his shots and look to set something up. Once again, Trinidad should go to that body. De La Hoya's trying to flurry steal around. That round I gave to Felix Trinidad 10-9. Once again, he's being more aggressive. He's landing more punches, catching De La Hoya in between while he's tired and trying to slide out, or even when he throws punches, like he's catching him in between. That round, De La Hoya was trying to fight a little bit more flurry, but if you notice, he was just throwing punches to throw punches. He needs to set his punches up and place, even if they block here, shoot him to it opens something up where he can see an opening. I think De La Hoya towards the end was trying to steal around, but I still think Trinidad did enough to win with his pressure, his punch output being higher now, and landing. He has been landing these last few rounds at a higher percentage compared to De La Hoya. You can see his output has dropped. His footwork is still there. He's still moving around, but as far as his punch output, you could see as the fight was going on, he slowly started drop, and I think De La Hoya, once again, like I was saying, like he should sit down on his punches a little bit more, gain that respect, because you can see Trinidad is just running in now pretty much. You see him in between, he's doing like a little jog towards De La Hoya because he's not afraid of De La Hoya's power or anything that he has. He's getting tired. This is my time to step up. And I'm not, once again, when I say sit down in shots, I'm not talking about sitting there brawling. I mean, still move around like how he's doing, but 1, 2, maybe even 3 shots, hit him fast or hard or just a little bit power, then move and move. Be that boxer. But as you box, throw 1 or 2 shots in between hard, and then go back, touch, 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 touch. And when he becomes a little bit aggressive, boom, hit him, slow him down. But Trinidad's picking up the pace. I think he's winning the rounds, the later part of the rounds. I do wish that Trinidad would go more to the body. That's the one big thing I'm keep getting mad. He keeps headhunting. If you go to the body more, like I said, I think this would be more, I wouldn't say an easier fight, but it would be less of a struggle like how he's having right now, and I think he would have more success. But let's go to the 12th and final round. Let's see how it is. After that, I'm going to tally my scorecard, give you who based on my scorecard, who won, and then we'll see. 12th and final round, guys. Let's see how this one goes. You can see Trinidad just wants to jump on De La Hoya right away. Trinidad being aggressive, but he should be stepping up on the gas. De La Hoya he's moving around trying to milk that clock, wind it down. Trinidad should be stepping up the pace, stepping up just like that. How he did a good 3-punch combination. See, when Trinidad lets his hands go, he has success. De La Hoya back on the double jabs. Try to keep Trinidad away. Trinidad should be attacking everything but the head. Every time he goes for the head, he misses majority of the time. De La Hoya's good right hand, but I think De La Hoya rolled. That one he didn't land. He rolled out of the way. See, De La Hoya's just trying to flurry, but not pick his shots. Should be a little bit more accurate with his punches. Trinidad cutting the ring off. De La Hoya with the good movement. One thing you gotta give De La Hoya credit was his movement this whole fight. He's been on those toes for the majority of the fight, and he's been moving around, keeping it hard for Trinidad. And then you gotta give Trinidad credit for his dedication and keeping that pressure and not getting frustrated, constantly keeping that pressure. So credit to both guys in this fight. Good right hand from both guys. Good 2-3 from De La Hoya. See, Trinidad, by just going ahead, he's allowing, all De La Hoya's got to do is slip or block and then slide out. De La Hoya should have shortened those punches up. They were a little too wide. Low shot from Trinidad. There you go. From Trinidad, good setting up combinations. He's posting out. Now Trinidad's following. Now he's cutting the ring off, but when he punches, he follows. He should be hitting, cutting the ring off. Hitting, cutting the ring off. Good right hand. De La Hoya getting lazy with those jabs. Good counter, good right hand from Trinidad. And then De La Hoya's just trying to flurry, just trying to wind the clock down. So, hook. So, time, that's it. So, that last round, guys, I gave it to Trinidad based off his aggressiveness. He was landing more punches, and De La Hoya was more trying to flurry, but it wasn't really no aggressive or assertive punches. It was just more, I want this clock to wind down. I'm trying to wind the clock down as much as I can, move around. He really didn't do nothing in the last couple rounds for me to take the round. I think he allowed Trinidad to step up the pace, put the pressure on, and throw more punches and land more punches. So I'm going to tally my scorecard, and then I'll tell you who.
And Jerry Robb scores the bout 115 to 113 for the winner by majority decision de Puerto Rico and the unified champion of the world, Felix Trinidad.
Now, I've tallied my score up, and I had it 115-114 for Tito Trinidad. I had 6 rounds for Trinidad, 5 rounds for De La Hoya, with the first round being even. This fight to me was, I know a lot of people say it's controversial. A lot of people felt like De La Hoya won clearly. And a lot of people think he won one-sided. To me, this fight was not one-sided as anyone says. No matter who you're a fan of, like I said, Trinidad is one of my favorite fighters. What's funny is I'll even explain why he's my favorite fighter and how he had a big impact on my boxing career, but that's later down in the video. But even being a huge fan of Trinidad, you guys can see my frustration in this video with Trinidad. So even with being, if you put the bias away, just watch it and break it down, you could see it was not a one-sided fight. Like, there was some rounds I felt De La Hoya won, but close. I'm not trying to say like close, like it was like a nail biter, like they were brawling, but you could see, like I point out, like how both guys were blocking. They were rolling with their shots. They were ducking out of the way. They were stepping out of range. They were flirting. They were hesitant in certain spots, not picking, not shooting punches at each other, or they would shoot it just enough and then back away and move. So it wasn't like I felt like it was a dominating performance for either one of the guys. But even though I had it 115-114 for Trinidad, I can see a case in a draw. I can see, I would not be mad if someone said a draw. I could even see a case for De La Hoya. Like, honestly, like there are some rounds where I saw, like you heard me, I was like, it was close, but I'm leaning with Trinidad. It was close, I'm leaning with De La Hoya. I can see those close rounds being flipped for one or the other person. So I wouldn't be mad if you scored it for De La Hoya, scored it for Trinidad, or scored it a draw. Like I said, I don't think a one-sided fight was possible. I think what helped Trinidad a lot was that De La Hoya got tired late, and that's where I had him winning a lot. Well, see, I had De La Hoya winning a lot of the early rounds and Trinidad winning a lot of the later rounds. So I think, it was those rounds in between, those close rounds where I'm like, you can flip and like, yeah, this guy won or that guy won and everything. But like, if you really break it down and see like who's being effective and who was landing the harder punches, or who was landing the most punches, or who was landing this, landing that, I think it was a close fight. Like I said, I know a lot of people will get mad probably at this, but this is boxing. I can see people looking at it different ways, different perspectives. So that's why for you guys, I want you guys, or anyone that's boxing or watching this video or anything, let me know. Score the fight along with me. Score the fight and let me know in the comments below how you score the fight. Tell me your scorecard, what you had it, and then tell me why. Don't just say, oh, you don't know nothing about boxing or anything. Let's just have a friendly discussion and be like, hey, I thought so-and-so won the fight. I thought this person won. Or I agree with you. Or I thought it was a draw. Let me know, like I said, how you scored it. Put scorecards on the comments. And let me know, how you saw the fight playing. Like I said, I did it without audio because I didn't want... That's one thing I noticed is like sometimes when you have people around you talking, they can influence you. So I'd rather do it without the audio. And, I was breaking it down, really trying to pick at every little thing that was going on. And sometimes when you're watching a fight live with all these emotions, it's hard to see certain things. So that's why I, like to go back and watch the fights. But also, guys, if you feel like there's another controversial fight out there you would like me to break down, feel free to leave me in the comments as well. Like, hey, can you do this fight next? I'll be more than happy to pull it up like how we did and break it down for you. But, this is how I saw the fight. Hope you guys enjoy. Like I said, like, comment, follow, share, subscribe, share with all your friends, post it, repost it, tag people, help me get this blowing up so we can start this as a new daily thing. I would like to, well, not daily, but I like to do something like this with you guys weekly. But hit the subscribe button and also check out my other videos, guys. I hope you enjoy it, and I look forward to seeing what your scorecards look like, guys. All right, this is El Castigador. I'm out. Have a great night, guys.